Well, some young players being brought into the squad. They've been playing well for their clubs, and I'm pleased that they've got this opportunity. Stuart McInally came on the tour and was disappointed not to get a start on the tour, but he's come back to Edinburgh and performed really well. I've been delighted with his application. And when you look at the Glasgow players that have been selected, there's some talented back line players that are performing well.
And being able to bring those younger players into the squad, is that an indication of competition for places, if nothing else?
Yeah, it's good that we've got you look at the competition to get in the back row. There's I could have picked another 6 players in the squad in the back row that I believe could perform well for Scotland. I can only choose 6, and that's what I've done. We're under a bit of pressure in the prop position, due to the injuries that we have. I've just picked 4 props that will be involved in the New Zealand game.
Largely in amongst the pack, tried and tested, I suppose, from the summer test, a pack that served you well?
It is, and also with the additions of Kelly Brown and Jim Hamilton, have been playing well for their clubs, and young Grant Gilchrist, I think, has performed well for Edinburgh. Added to that, Carl Trainer comes into the prop position. I think the other aspect for me that I'm pleased about is that there's 5 players that are coming into the squad that are capped, that are getting another opportunity because they're now fit.
Does the form of the pro teams over the past few weeks concern you at all, with that step up needed to the national side?
Well, certainly we would have liked the results to be different, but what we've got to look at is we're bringing together players from Edinburgh, Glasgow and from XR clubs, and it's about building the culture that we have and getting that team spirit that we had on the summer tour and playing for Scotland. This is a different team than playing for Edinburgh, playing for Glasgow, or playing for the XR club, and it's about creating that team spirit for Scotland. And certainly we need every player coming full of confidence and prepared to back themselves.
There's been a lot of talk already in just 24 hours and a lot of chat on social media about Sean Maitland. We'd just like to have a little word about him. People perhaps maybe expected him to be named in this squad, but that's certainly not the case.
Well, Sean's currently not fit, so he needs to get himself back fit, available to play, and then he'll come into consideration. Let's not hide away from this. Sean's coming over to play international rugby, as well as playing club rugby, and I think that it's a great statement that we're making from Scottish rugby that a player like him is prepared to come over and perform for Scotland.
And just looking at a slightly wider sense, you're taking this 34-man squad to St Andrews, and it's the squad for the New Zealand game as well. But what kind of preparations will you be putting in to take on the All Blacks, because they're an exceptional side?
Well, New Zealand are the best in the world, and we've got to look at the way that Ireland played against them in that second test. Look at what Australia did 2 weeks ago, and then we've got to build our performance around our strengths and make sure everybody has clarity of their role, is confident that they can perform, and is fit to be able to do the job that we need. And what we're looking for from our side is a real physical performance, and it has to be an outstanding defensive performance if we want to be able to limit New Zealand's strike power.